In the green valleys of Central Africa, there was a river that wound like a silver snake through the land. It was called Zambivu, but the elders whispered another name, the Riverbones. They said that at night, when the moonlight touched its waters, you could see pale, finger-like shapes beneath the surface, bones, swaying gently in the current. No one knew where they came from. Some said they belonged to warriors who drowned during an ancient tribal war. Others believed they were the remains of strangers who had offended the river spirit. But one thing was certain, anyone who disturbed those bones would never return alive. In the small fishing village of Naingova, people lived by the river but never dared cross a certain bend marked by a leaning baobab tree. That was where the bones began. One evening, a stranger arrived, Mandla, a gold-hungry prospector from far away. He heard tales of gold nuggets hidden in the riverbed and laughed when the elders warned him. "Curses are for children and cowards," he scoffed. "Bones are nothing but the skeletons of fish." The village chief, old Tavengwa, took him aside. His voice trembled as he spoke. "If you take even one thing from the river bones, the spirit will follow you. It will not rest until it drags you back to the water." Mandla ignored him. At dawn, Mandla paddled alone to the forbidden bend. The mist was thick, and the air felt heavy, as if the earth itself was holding its breath. As he dug into the riverbed, his fingers scraped against something hard. He pulled out a small human skull, polished smooth by the water. Its empty socket stared back at him, and though the river was silent, he thought he heard a faint voice whisper, "Return me." But Mandla only laughed and tossed the skull into his sack, along with the gold he had found. The river suddenly surged. Dark ripples spread from beneath his boat, and a shadow moved in the depths. He rowed back fast, but the water followed in strange, spiral patterns, like skeletal hands reaching. That night, in the chief's hut, the villagers heard Mandla scream. They rushed to his hut and found him shivering, eyes wide with terror. "They're here, the bones, they're knocking at my door." No one else heard anything, but Mandla swore the sound of wet bones scraping across the floor filled the air. Every night after that, it grew worse. Pale figures dripping river water appeared at the edge of his vision, whispering his name, calling him back to the river. The healer Gogo Nerai tried to cleanse him with herbs and smoke, but she shook her head gravely. "The river wants what is hers. And she will not stop." On the 7th night, a storm raged. Lightning lit the river like a vein of fire. The villagers woke to the sound of footsteps splashing water in the rain. They saw Mandla walking, barefoot, toward the river bones. Some tried to stop him, but his body moved like a puppet, eyes glazed, lips moving in silent prayer.